that up just a little bit more. And when I'm making my brush strokes, I'm kind of going in several different directions. I'm rotating a pretty good medium gray here. Like I said, I'm making this just a little bit stronger than it is in my photo reference. I think that little bit of cloud up there. And again, it's going to be a little bit stronger here in my photo reference, or a little stronger in the painting than it is in my photo reference. I really want to build up the light in this painting. There's some really nice light either. It just needs a few minutes to dry here, and you'll be able to see the colors that I've put down. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab some of that green. I'm going to let some of that green work in the white too. This is actually white and the cobalt blue mixed together just a bit. I'm going to kind of mimic the texture that I see in the water. That's kind of the goal here. Cross your fingers. Let's see what, make sure that we don't pull up any paint in the sky. Remember, ideally you want a hint of a rock right there, but it's still just a darker area, so I'm not going to try to interpret what that is. Instead, I'm just going to kind of look at the shape that it makes here and try to paint that. And we're going to apply this just like we did the lighter areas and the darker areas. We're going to kind of create horizontal marks that are going to be closer together. They're a little bit closer together and larger as we get closer to the foreground. A lot of people get there. Next time I'll know to have 2 cups of water here. First, and work our way back and forth, just kind of feathering the brush back and forth, rotating it with our fingers. It does look like it's going to be a 2-part series here, which is good because hopefully I'll be able to have the chat quickly make those shapes. Don't become too obsessed in the shapes that you see, just block them in. Different. Alright, there's a little bit of that color right here on this rock. And right now we're just kind of creating the light. And of course the light source is coming from the upper right hand corner. Alright, just a little bit more Payne's Gray. And we'll go a little bit darker with it. And we're just trying to create an illusion. Anytime you're drawing or painting, you're just trying to create an illusion for the viewer. Days before, you may have seen that it was under maintenance. So I've got a lot of new things that I'm working on that are kind of still under wraps, so I'm looking forward to sharing those things. A lot of the water wrapping around here hopefully it's going to clean some things up a little bit. There's a lot of color in these rocks. We'll do something with that in just a minute. Instead, I'm just putting down some white paint. We'll let that come right up against the edge of the rocks. Let it come right over the top, all the way up, because you can barely see that area back there that's light on that rock. Always add white on top of it. Just a little bit of shadowed area around marks when you put them down, but you want it to be thin enough where you can move the brush relatively easily. And then we're going to go back and start creating those the right size for what we need for our image. And with this brush, you can kind of control it just a little bit more. With a toothbrush, it kind of splatters everywhere. And I might make some of these just a little bit stronger. On the feet, some of them are looking all rather strong form and kind of carve the three-dimensional form out of that rock. But I also like to keep in mind that a rock is an organic shape, and if you get too structured with things like that, get that last bit off, and you kind of see how that border enhances